Let me get some pants on, and then I'll give you a little rundown of this morning. Alright, so that's better. So, a little bit later start than usual this morning. It's almost 8 a.m. local time here. I have been up for a while. I already went downstairs to Denny's, got myself a proper breakfast this morning. Very, very good. And then I went out to go over some stuff on the bike, check the chain tension. I don't know if you guys noticed, my GPS has been a little tilted. The one screw that holds it in has started to back out. It probably backed out like a week ago, and I finally just took the time to tighten it back up a little bit, so it should be a little bit straighter. Check the tire pressure. I was down 1 pound on the front and 2 pounds on the back, which is typical when you get a new set of tires put on until they get properly seated. Normally, I like to break in a set for 50, 100 miles, let it sit overnight, and then check them the next morning and reset the pressure. That wasn't really an option yesterday, so I put 400 miles on them or something getting here to Saskatoon. I cleaned up the windshield and stuff a little bit on it. And I'm going to get loaded up. I've got sub 500 miles to ride today. I've already booked my hotel in Winnipeg, so I'm not worried about that. Looks like a pretty good location out near the airport, so there's a lot of places to eat and stuff to do around there. But I'm going to get finished getting loaded up. It's actually fairly warm this morning. It's in the low to mid 60s starting out, so I'm not putting as many layers on as I have been the last few mornings. Check the weather. I don't want to look too far ahead, but at least today looks awesome. The next day looks awesome. The next day looks really good. And then I might hit some rain on my final day or two coming home. We'll see. But taking it one day at a time. Had a great time here in Saskatoon last night, and hoping to have another great day out on the road and a great time in Winnipeg tonight. So I gotta get this stuff loaded up. It's about 8:15 here local time. Unlike most days, I did not stop and fill up the tank upon getting into town last night. So there is a gas station across the street here. I'm going to go top off the tank. As you can see, my fuel gauge is getting down there kind of low. This tank's already got about 200 and some miles on it. So if I fill it up now, I should be able to fill it up just one more time along the way and make it into Winnipeg this evening. GPS has got me getting there about 5:30, so not super early, but still a decent time. Obviously, I'll have to stop a little along the way. Whatever, it should be a pretty nice day of riding. And we've got like I said, less than 500 miles. We've got 489 miles to cover today, so still a decent amount of riding. Dropped off the pace a little bit from what we were doing there for a few days of nearly 600 miles. So after riding in a perfectly straight line for the first little over 100 miles this morning, I finally get to make a turn. Seriously, they have photos enforcement up here on a stop sign? They say don't stop lights, but stop sign? Come on, guys. And then in less than 4 miles, I get to make another turn. So it's really getting exciting out here riding through Saskatchewan this morning. Just stopped here in Yorkton, grabbed a quick snack, and went ahead and topped off the fuel tank. This guy just pulled up on I think it's a 450 CRF, getting some gas. I guess you can ride them on the street around here, I don't really know. Didn't really need fuel quite yet. I only had a little over, about 214 miles on that tank, but still wanted to take a little break there, and I might be able to make it to Winnipeg on this tank of fuel. If not, no big deal. I'll make it pretty close, and I'm going to have to stop, at least once for a break between here and there anyway, because I think that leaves me, I'll take a look here in just a second. There's a lot of gravel around here. I believe, yeah, well, actually, I can probably make it. I got about 277 miles left to get to the hotel for this evening. I do lose an hour today. I should have mentioned that earlier. I'm assuming I lose that hour when I go into the next province. So right now, local time, it's a few minutes before noon, but in the next province, it's actually a few minutes before 1. So I'm still on pace to get there right around 5:30 or so, which is plenty of time. So I just crossed out maybe a mile back out of Saskatchewan into Manitoba. I did lose that hour, so it's about 1:30 local time here right now. Looks about the same. Got still about 4 hours left to go to get to Winnipeg for the evening. So I've seen a million signs for this Russell Inn as I was coming down the road. It just kind of looks like a regular hotel. Apparently they have a water slide though, so that's kind of cool. I was almost expecting something like a wall in South Dakota, but not quite that. You know, when I watched the forecast last night, I don't recall seeing any, but that definitely looks like rain up there in front of me. Now, it is possible that it'll stay north of us. We'll find out. I've got all my rain gear on with the exception of my gloves right now, and they're right behind me in the tail bag, so no big deal if it does, but I guess we'll just keep riding and find out. Man, the temperature dropped a good 12 degrees during this rain, but it looks like it's only going to last a little less than 5 minutes. You can see it's already clearing up on the other side here once we make it through the rest of the way under these clouds. But rain wasn't so bad, but that combined with the cold air, it's a little cool right now. But fortunately, like I said, I already have my rain liners and stuff in. I did pull over there real quick and go ahead and put my waterproof gloves back on. Boots are waterproof, so I'm staying nice and dry. Just be nice when we get back into the sun and warm up a little. Nice room, but I'm taking 1 point off for not having a fridge. Alright, so got checked into the Hampton Inn. It's a really nice room. I'll give you guys a real quick tour. I got plenty of space in here. This is typically the part of my day where I get out of my riding gear, I get a shower, and then I start figuring out dinner. But I didn't really get too hot and sweaty today. Also, I lost an hour, and I don't feel like I spent a ton of time on the bike, though. I think I still spent probably 7-8 hours on it today. So I'm going to change out of my riding gear and just throw a pair of jeans on. There's some places like I could probably walk there. It was probably like a 25-minute walk, or it's like a 2-minute ride. So I'm going to go over and try to find something to eat, and I think there's a Starbucks over there too, so you know what that means. So let me get changed, and then we'll go check out just a little bit of Winnipeg, and then come back here and just chill out the rest of the night. Alright, so it's the new style mug, but we still got the Winnipeg mug. Let's pop up the counter. And for dinner tonight, this is like a repeat of Dayton last year, staying at the Hampton Inn, eating at a Hooters. All right, so quick tour of the room. We've got a king size bed, got a TV over there. Place actually has an air conditioner, desk area, which I need to get set up. You got a chair and an ottoman here. The bathroom, closet here. The bathroom's actually really nice. You got your sink, toilet, but I just got out of the shower, man. That thing is super nice. All right, so before I set up the computer to dump the footage and then just hang out in front of the TV for a couple hours before passing out tonight, I'm gonna run downstairs, get the cover on the bike. Fortunately, I've got a pretty good spot for it down there. It's right underneath this lamp post, and it's right underneath my hotel room. Get the cover thrown on, put it to sleep, and I won't be too terribly far behind.